Alright guys, we're on lesson number 1 of, we're on lesson 11, lesson number 1. And this is working on nested loops. So what a nested loop is when we use a repeat function like this, but we have another repeat inside. And so why it's called nested is it's like a bird's nest where you're building something, you're keeping something safe inside. So we're building our code inside of another repeat loop. So we're keeping that code safe. So now, let's see what we need to do first. Well, we need our bee to move forward, but when he moves forward right here, there's nothing for him to gather. There's no nectar. So we want him to move forward again, and then we want him to get nectar. So he'd be move forward, get nectar, and then move forward, get nectar again. Now, we're looking at this code and you'll see we have an extra block up here. So they're saying we can make this code a little bit shorter. So I'm going to look and I'm going to see if there's anything that I can do that repeats. And as I look, I see this chunk right here is repeating. We have move forward, get nectar, move forward, get nectar. So I'm going to take that chunk, just the chunk that's repeating, and move it inside. And it was repeating 2 times. So now when I run it, it's going to do that. Notice I don't have this move forward inside, because if I have it inside that first time, it's going to move forward, get the nectar, move forward, get the nectar. And we don't want it to repeat that move forward. We want it to just do it by itself and then repeat the rest of the stuff. So now let's head to our next one. So our next one, oops, and I did not clean that out for our code. Our next one, we have this same thing. He needs to move forward, gather the nectar. So I'm going to copy that same code we just had, because you'll notice this first top part is the exact same of what we just did. So now watch what happens. Huh, so now he's right there and we need him to do something. Well, we need him to turn right. Now notice if we put turn right in here, watch what's going to happen. He's going to move forward, then move forward, get the nectar, and then he's going to turn right. He's going to turn right here after he gets the nectar. It's not what we want him to do. We want him to turn right after he gets to the end, after he's gathered those 2 nectars. And so now we're going to make that nested repeat loop, because we want him to do this one side, but then we need to do it a second time and a third time. So we're going to put that repeat here, and we want this code to repeat 3 times. So let's give that a try. Ta-da! Okay, so now we have our video to watch.
Now we're going to use nested loops with the bee. We're given some starter code which tells the bee to move forward and get nectar 3 times and then turn right. Let's take that whole piece of code and nest it inside another repeat block and set to repeat 3 times. Done.
Alright, so let's head to our next one. So this one was a question. You'll see I already answered it here. And you're just taking a guess on what do you think is going to happen when we click run. What's this bee going to do? So let's find out. I said he's going to get all the nectar, so let's see if he does gather up all the nectar for us. Ooh. And now our last one. Not our last one, our next one. So we have, let me throw that away. So this looks pretty similar. The only thing that's different is we have that flower on each block this time. So it's telling us we could probably get this coded in 6 blocks or less. So what's the first thing you want him to do? Well, like always, we want him to move forward and get the nectar. I'm actually going to maybe switch it this time, because notice he's on a flower right now and there's some nectar underneath. So I'm actually going to have him get the nectar first and then move forward. So now let's see what happens if we do it that way. And then how many times will he do this? Well, he'll collect, move forward, collect, move forward, collect, move forward, collect, move forward. So it looks like it should be 4 times. But watch what happens. Oh, we had that problem. So what I actually want to do is I want him to collect the nectar first and then move forward and collect it. So it's that same thing where we had that blank spot here. We want to move forward and then repeat. Here we wanted to gather the nectar and then repeat everything. So let's give that a try. Notice though, that get nectar's on the outside. Huh, he still runs into the wall. Oh, that's because he's only supposed to move how many times? He's only supposed to move 3 times. Oh, and now what do we want him to do? Well, we want him to turn right. We want him to go down. So I'm going to put that turn right at the bottom of my code. Because remember, it's not repeating, because then after every single time he gets nectar, he's going to turn. We want it to turn right after he's done collecting them. So now let's check it. We always add a little bit of piece of code and then check to make sure, because we don't want to add a whole bunch and then have to get rid of it. And now it looks good. So now we're going to repeat all of this stuff. So I'm going to put this repeat here. And I'm going to drag it in. How many sides do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should want it 4 times. So, why though do we have 7 instead of 6? Well, it's because this first one up here, this get nectar, is kind of redundant because we built it in with this other parts down here. So watch what happens now if we run it without. And now we have that 6 codes that it wants us to. So we didn't need that first get nectar in there. So let's head to this next one. It says zombie hungry. Get the zombie to the sunflower using the fewest number of blocks possible. So we need this guy to get down there. And say we can do it in only 5. So let's look. We want it to move forward 1, 2, 3 times. But we don't have 3 move forward blocks. So we must have to do some kind of repeat. So let's put that in here. And it looks like he might have to move forward 3 times. So let's give that a try. And then what do we want to do? Well, I'm thinking I'm the zombie, and I need him to go up. So that means he has to turn left. So once he gets to the end of the pathway, he needs to turn left. And now what do we need to do? Well, he needs to go 1, 2, 3 again, and then he needs to turn left. And then 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this code right here needs to be repeated 3 times as well. So let's give that a try. Apparently, sunflowers have nice, tasty brains. Okay, this next one. There's lots of those zombie plants and a 1 sunflower plant. So here's our path that we need him to go. He needs to go down, down, or down to the side and up. So we need him to go down 1, 2, 3. But again, we only have 1 move forward. So we're going to use that repeat block to make him go down 3 times. Now let's run it to make sure he ends up where we want him to. And now we're thinking about the zombie. We're facing down, and we'd want him to turn right. So we're going to have him turn right. And now how many times does he need to repeat that path he just did? Well, that'd be 1, 2, 3. So we're going to take this whole thing, and we're going to nest it. We're going to put the repeat inside another repeat. So that means it's going to do this code piece right here 3 times. Alright, same idea. We need him to do what? 1, 2, 3. So he's going to move forward 3 times. And then we want him to go down, so he's going to turn left. So after he moves forward 3 times, he's going to turn left. And now what do we want him to do? Well, it looks like we want him to move forward 3 times. Oops. But now when he gets down here, he's not going to turn left. He has to turn right. So I need to put that turn right down. And he's going to move down 3 times. Let's give this a try.
Brains.
Ah, so we're good. But now we're stuck because it says we only have 1 block left. So what can we do? Well, we're going to repeat this whole thing. Because if we repeat it, he's then going to go this way and this way. So he's going to repeat this whole section. He's going to do this path we just did. He's going to do it 1 more time.
Brains.
Okay, we're getting close. So here we have the same idea. We need to go this path, this path, this path, this path, and this path. So lots of turning. We're saying we can do it in only this many blocks. So we have win, run, move forward.
Brains.
Huh. That wasn't a very good start for us, was it? So we're going to toss that in here. And let's look how many times we need to move forward. Well, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's try maybe moving forward 5 times. So move forward 5 times.
Brains.
And then once he gets here, we want him to turn left. We want him to go up. So we're building our code 1 at a time. We're not adding a whole bunch
Brains.
because if there's a mistake, we don't want to have to delete everything. Then what's he going to do? He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to move forward again 5 times. And he's going to turn left. Which, to me, sounds like what? Listen to what we just said. He's going to move forward 5 times. And then turn left. So notice, this code right here is the same as that. So we can just build a repeat. We can build a nested loop in there. So he's going to do this pattern 2 times. Turn left, turn left. Ah, let's see. Can he go even further? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can go forward another time. So let's try have him go 3 times.
Brains.
Ah, so can he go down again? So let's see if we can just have him go 4 times. But watch what happens when we do 4. Here's the 4th time. He turns and, oh, he runs into the wall. And the reason why he runs into the wall is this 4th time right here, it's shorter. Notice it's only 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have to build something there to show he needs to go forward 3 and turn. So he's going to move forward 3 times, which will get him down 1, 2, 3. And then does he turn right or left? Well, he's going to need to turn left because we have to get him to go forward.
Brains. Brains.
So now we need him. We only have 1 block though. We need to go 1, 2, 3 forward. Well, look, that matches this part right here because we're saying he needs to move forward 3 times. So this is another nested loop. So notice we have 2 nested loops. We have one up here where he repeats going 5 times. And we have another one down here where he repeats going 3 times. Let's see if this is our solution. Oh, oops.
Brains.
Oh, see, Mr. Wimbley wasn't even looking. Try replacing the question mark with value. I didn't tell him how many times we need him to go forward 3 times. There we go.
Brains.
Okay, so now our next one is this challenge puzzle. So they're designed to stretch our brain. Just do the best you can. So since we have this skip for now button, we're actually going to skip it, and we're going to come back to it after we do all of our other coding. So this one says, collect all the nectar from each flower and make honey at the honeycomb. Well, we need him to move forward and get nectar. So watch what happens before he gets it. But notice, we have to have him get nectar how many times? We need to have him get it 4 times. So I need him to get nectar 4 times. So let's try this. Good. And now I need him to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So let's give that a try. So he's going to do that 4 times. Oh, he didn't make it, so it must be 5 times. Now notice, we need him to get to the honey. So watch what happens though if we put 6 in, because that will move him down to the honey. Watch what happens. Huh. He makes that sad sound because we can only get nectar from a flower. We can't get it from the honey. So we have to stop him before he gets there, and now figure out what to do. Well, it looks like we need him to move forward and then make some honey. Now notice, there's 4 honeys we have to make, and he only made 1. So we have to show that we're going to do that 4 times. And now our code is complete. So here's the next one. It's just make all the honey. Now it looks pretty basic. It looks like we're going to move forward and make honey. There's no nectar to get. So now how many times do we want to repeat this? Well, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put that inside. We're going to repeat that 5 times. Oh, and I didn't change the question mark again to 5. Oh. And now what do we want him to do? Well, we need him to go down, so he needs to turn left. And now we need him to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So we need him to do this part all over again. So we're going to nest this whole part. Oops. Man, I'm just not doing a good job with that. So he's going to go once and twice. So repeating it 2 times. Okay, so now this one says, look closely at the code below. How much honey will the bee make when you click run? So let's check. He should make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's what we should think, but it's not asking us based on that. It's saying, look at the code. So what's the code telling us? Well, it's saying it's going to repeat this 2 times. So it's going to make honey once, twice, and he's going to make honey once, twice again. So 4 times total. And then it's going to repeat this another time. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. So I actually think the code says it's going to make it 8 times. Oh, it made it 8. But he didn't get all the honey over here that we wanted him to. So that's probably going to be something, if we were coding it, we'd want to fix. So now, these are our bonus ones we can do. But I'm going to head back to our challenge because we've done lots of practice, so I think we're ready. So, challenge. Find out how to get all the nectar using only the blocks available. Well, it's similar to the one where we had where it was just 1. So let's figure it out again. Remember, we want them to move forward and get nectar. So let's check it out. Yeah. But notice, how many nectars are there? There's 12. So I think we may need to have him do this 12 times. And now we need to have him repeat all of this part. And we need him to repeat it 1, 2, 3 times. So he needs to repeat this action 3 times. And now what does he need to do? Well, he needs to go down. So he needs to turn right. So let's check this one. And now we're going to take all of this and we're going to nest it inside another loop. So notice this is a triple nested loop. We have 1, 2, 3 loops. And how many times does he need to repeat that? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So I think he needs to do it 4 times. And we have those 7 blocks, so let's see if we're correct. Man, that's a hungry bee. Now, there's an even smaller way to write it. It's honestly called sloppy code, but we could even do it smaller. We can get rid of this repeat 12, and we could just have him keep going around a bazillion times. So he did this 4, and if we had him do it 12, because he's only getting 1 nectar each time, we could do that. So we could also put 48 in, and watch, it's going to be the same thing, but with less code. It's going to take longer, but our code itself is smaller. So notice there's many different ways that you can make code. So there's 2 examples that we just showed right here that you could do it. So I think you guys got the idea. I'm going to stop him because we're done. So congratulations, that is lesson 11. You guys now know how to do nested loops.